system charges, including taxes. The aim of these optimization actions is to modify features of electricity consumption with reference to the overall consumption picture, consumption time profile, contractual supply parameters in order to achieve savings in electricity charges. Now, usually the goal of demand side management is to encourage the consumer to use less energy during peak hours or to move the time of energy use to off-peak times such as nighttime and weekends. Peak demand management does not necessarily decrease total energy consumption, but could be expected to reduce the need for investments in networks or power plants for meeting peak demands. An example of this is the use of storage units or energy storage units to store energy during off-peak hours and discharge them during peak hours. Now, I hand over the control to Mr. Amitosh Gautam for a brief introduction to the National Productivity Council.
Thank you, Ritvik. I welcome all the participants in today's webinar. I am sure that I'm audible and clear. As you all are aware that National Productivity Council is an organization under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And NPC has been instrumental in conducting a lot of webinars during this pandemic period so that we connect with the industries and we make sure that the relevant information is made available to you with ease. And for that is the purpose for organizing these webinars. And today we are happy to have with us Mr. Bhasker Rawal. Shri Bhasker Rawal is the retired chief electrical inspector, and he is now running his own enterprise home technologies and doing a lot of energy as well as water and other audits for the betterment of industries. I'm sure that Shri Rawal has a very wide experience in terms of electricity utilization in the industrial and residential sectors. And his deliberations will definitely help you to understand it in a very better way. Apart from that, if you have any other questions related to Electricity Act, because he has done a program with us earlier as well, so that will add more benefit to your understanding from today's webinar session. NPC is also conducting a lot of webinars every day at our website, and you will find of any webinar of relevance to you. Apart from that, whatever webinars we have conducted till now, it's more than like around 400 to 500 webinars NPC as a whole has conducted. So there is a session called as 99 webinars where you can pay and see the past recordings as well. So I would request all our participants to just check on that through our website from NPC India. We do run a page of in the Facebook called as Energy Managers and Auditors. There also, if you have any queries, if you wanted to know something from the faculties, you can here, or you can send an email to us at npcgnrem@gmail.com. So this is a brief of today's session, which Ritvik has already discussed with you. I would just hand over the mic to Shri Bhasker Rawalji to start with the presentation. Over to you, sir. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much, Amitosh. And good afternoon to everybody. You might have heard this stanza, Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu, Sakti Rupena Samstita, Namastasya, 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 Namo Nama. This stanza was actually prayed by our forefathers change within this some years of time, that Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu, Vidyata Rupena Samstita, Namastasya, 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 Namo Nama. This change has come only because the electricity which has come in this world just before 125 years ago, as a darling daughter of science, they have changed the total whole world into the dynamic and development stages. In the last 50 years, the world has changed everything because of electronics and because of mobiles, because of many things, controls and everything, only because of the electricity. And only within this 100 years of time, you will not believe, we have installed more than 100 lakhs megawatt installation on this earth. 100 lakhs megawatt means, you might be understanding that how many crores of kilometers of EST and ST and LT lines are there. Everywhere, the wire at our houses, at our premises of the agriculture, at our premises of the industrial sector and railways, everywhere you go, you will find some little wiring is there in the installations. I would like to give you today some understanding what is the demand side management and how we can do something in the residential and the industrial sector. The demand side management word itself is confusing because demand means generally electrical engineers feelings are there that it is a demand means whatever we are demanding. Actually, this demand side management word has come from USA in 1985, and the demand side management is a customer side management. It is those who are demanding the power, that is a customer, and customer side demand side management is known as a demand side management. So, being an engineer, those who are attending this seminar might be knowing that we all engineers, either mechanical, electrical, or anywhere where we are working, we are a manager. So, as a manager, what is our duty? Our duty is to see that we are maximizing the productivity and giving maximum comforts which are least energy cost. But how? It is not only a technological methodology that which will take us to the maximum productivity and comforts and with the minimum cost. No. I will try to prove that during this 2-3 hours of time that it's the art of understanding. It's a little science and engineering of planning, directing, controlling the generation, supply, and consumption of energy, which can take us to the maximum productivity and comforts and minimize the energy cost and pollution. This can be done only with the conscious, judicious, and effective use of energy. So I'm just still trying to give you the definition of good energy manager or good energy management is art, science, and engineering of directing, directing, controlling the generation, supply, and consumption of energy to maximize the productivity and comfort. You see, we don't want to decrease our comfort. We want to say that we are progressing well, we have more productivity, we have good status of our life, but with the minimum cost. And we are also facing a lot of problems for the pollution, so that we have to have a conscious. If you can see that the India's population is 18% of the world population. There are about 750 crores of people staying in this world. We are about 130, 18% of the population. And India's energy reserve through is only a 1% the reserve of the total world. Most of the reserves are in the Arabian countries, or coal reserves are along with the Indonesia, Australia, and somewhere. Gas is with the Russia. India has a total reserve of only 1%, and we will have to feed this fossil fuel: coal, oil, gas, and lignite. Coal, oil, gas, and lignite are the four numbers of fossil fuel, and that is only a 1% in India, in our country. So, because we have 18% of the world population and less than 1% of the energy reserve, India is also ranking third as far as the installed capacity is concerned, and having 3.73 lakhs megawatt. The first one is China with 14 lakhs megawatt installed capacity, and second is a USA. Now, India consumes about 6% of the total world's primary energy, and also India imports 85% of oil, 35% of gas, and 20% of coal from the outside our country. So what I am trying to say, as we do not have a fossil fuel, which is only a 1% of the total consumption, total reserves of the world, we have to see that we are conserving well, first of all. But we cannot stop our progress or development because we have the less amount of the energy reserves. So we will have to fight at two highways actually. We will have to see that we are progressing well as we are conserving very well. So after it has been, and we said that after some time, if we do not have a fossil fuel like coal, oil, gas, and lignite, we will have to depend much more on the other countries, and that is the reason that we want to see that we are progressing well by installing some of the renewables also, or installing by some of the thermal power stations also, and whatever possibility of to get the secondary power of electricity. Whatever installation is needed, we can install it, but to have a power and to see that we are using it judiciously, that power. India has per capita consumption also at about 1250 units only, but the world average is about 4500 units at present. Most of the countries like New York and even USA, Australia, they have more than 10,000 numbers of units per capita consumption. Even the Arabian countries, Dubai and Kuwait and other places also, they have more than 8,000 per capita consumption. We are coming in about more than 100 numbers, having a per capita consumption of 1250. Now we can think which will be the unit which we are going to have, which can give us a good status in our life. It has been seen by the people that if we are able to get around 2,500 units per capita consumption in our country, we will be equalizing with other advanced country. And for total number of people to satisfy with everything, around 2,500 units are okay, and we will have to see that we are reaching our per capita consumption to 2,500 units. So that may be our target at present, and the target at present to develop more and to consume more. So let us see how we can do it. I have already told you that energy management is an art and science. Now I would like to give you this example of art only. So the art of understanding for conservation, to use tariff as a tool for energy conservation. And you will believe me or not, but if you are able to read the bill of electricity or bill of gas or the bill of telephone or bill of mobiles, you will be definitely going to get something out of that from the billing system, that how you can save energy or how you can save rupees. This tariff as a tool for energy conservation can be understood first of all to find out the possibility of energy conservation by way of reducing the kWh, also by way of saving in terms of money, rupees. So kindly see that wherever you are working, whether you are at home or you are at agriculture or you are at industrial sector, please see that your billing system how it is being given to you. Because this tariff as a tool for congestion can be found out, and by knowing the rules and regulations of the company which has been trying since long to see that by methodology, by simple methodology, by simple housekeeping methodology, from the tariff only which has been given to you, you can use tariff as a tool for conservation. So there are different types of categories of the consumers, and the different types of tariffs are there. The major main categories of consumers are residential, commercial, LT industries, and ST industries. I can say that in the residential also, there are numbers of connections, maybe about 90% connections are residential out of the total connection which we have. If I can give you some example of Gujarat, 1 crore 60 lakhs consumers are there, out of which 1 crore 52 lakhs consumers are of only residential, and the commercials are about 3 lakhs, and the IT industries also around 3 lakhs, and ST industries is only 17,400 numbers of unit. So, numbers of consumers as per the possible are more in the residential sector, and there also they have different types of connection like 3-phase, single phase, and uh, more than 10 kilowatt of corrected load. In the commercial section also nowadays malls are there or R&D units are there. The commercial units which we have at present. LT industries are taking power from 10 horsepower to 100 horsepower, and ST industries taken with a 100 kW load minimum from the utility. 100 kW load means they have to take a power on 11 kV side. So try to understand wherever you are, either you are in mall or LT industry, ST industry, residential, find out from the electrical tariff how can I save money or how can I save kWh energy out of which. Because all the utilities like discoms, they have a two-part tariff for residential, commercial, and LT industries. The fixed charge which they are charging, and this is depending upon the connected load. If you have seen your electricity bill, there are fixed charges for your connected load directly 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt, 10 kilowatts, whatever you have. Either in a industrial sector, it is given in a kVA, 100 kVA, 200 kVA, 500 kVA, and 1000 kVA and 1000 kVA and more. There are a lot of slabs are available. So please try to see that whatever fixed charge you have to pay, whether you are paying exactly for what you are paying for fixed charge which you have already mentioned. So please see that the fixed charge which is to be paid, and the second one is the energy charge which is depending upon the actual consumption. And if you just see for the residential and the non-residential consumer of BPL and other consumers, there are 4 numbers of slabs are available. For first 50 units, it is 3 rupees 5 paisa. For another next 50 units, it is 3 rupees 50 paisa. And for another next 150 units, it is 4 rupees 50 paisa. And above 250 units, it is about 5 rupees 20 paisa. If you just see your bill for 1 year, or if you see the 6 months bill, because you have a bi-monthly billing in your residential sector. So if you are able to see the 6 months bill, you will be able to find out the difference between the unit consumption during the summer, winter, and rainy seasons. And you will find that there are always around 10 to 15% reduction or increase during this period. So, if you are able to find it out that how many units are consuming per month, and if you can save some of the units in your plant or at your residential sector, and I have a lot of information from the school teachers, from this other people, actually, Lions Club and Rotary Club and other places where I was going for the lift services, that they have saved 600 rupees, 1000 rupees, 1200 rupees per month only by understanding the tariff which is being implied to the consumers or to the residential sector. And they could go from the last this slab to the another third slab, and because of the difference of about 70 paisa per unit in a slab, they were able to get the deduction of 600 or 700 rupees per month. So it was very much necessary to find out that how can I go to the previous lab and find it out that my bill is being reduced. So this is the way that we can find it out, the reduction in the KVA, in the KWA demand, and also to find out the rupees which we can save. Now, this is the residential tariff for which we are charging a fixed charges like up to 2 kW, it is 15 rupees per month. From 2 to 4 kW, it is 25. From 4 to 6 kW, it is 45 rupees per month. And above 6 kW, it is 70. Just see how much far. 2 kW 15 and 6 kW it is 70. It's please see that you are not giving your the connected load or for the fixed charge which you are paying is more than 3 to 4 kW for your residential sector. So then the electricity board is also charging for the fuel charge which they are using for this from the power stations, and which is coming around 110 paisa or 150 paisa per unit at present. And also the electricity duty is also applicable on the demand and energy charge at the following rate. For the residential purpose, the duty is 15%, commercial 25%, LT industry 10%, and ST industry 15% is your electricity duty. Now, from everything you can find it out that where you stand actually and how you can save energy from the slab which has been provided to the residential sector. This power factor adjustment charges is there for the industrial sector, and the mandatory power factor for ST consumer is 0.9 now, and the incentive is available for the power factor higher than 0.95, and the rebate of 1% for energy and demand is being given, and for the rise in 1% of power factor above 95, and the penalty of 1% for the power factor below 0.9. So power factor you can understand, which can give you earning also if you know the value of the power factor. For the industrial sector, this time dependent demand and energy charges are required to be understood. Those who are unable to understand the tariff actually, let me tell you, whether you are a commerce graduate or any graduate, but you will be able to understand the value of money by reading the bill actually. By reading the electricity bill or telephone bill or gas bill, if you read, you can find it out that how can I save money by way of implementation where the slab is being provided. And in all the electricity board bills, behind your bill, no, which is going to be given to you or to the consumer, there is always a tariff has been printed that in which tariff you are coming and how much slab is being provided. So for the industrial purpose, the time dependent and the energy charges is also being provided and charged actually, which one must understand that the peak charges, that peak charges is known as a time of use charges. That means if we are using the energy for particular time of use, and the time of use has been decided by the general utility that from 7 o'clock morning to 11 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the evening to 10 o'clock evening, that during that time most of the people are using the electricity. for either for the residential purpose or for the industrial purpose. So utilities charging this peak charges of 45 paisa per unit up to the billing demand of 500 kVA. Whatever you are having a fixed charges or fixed demand of 500 kVA for 45 paisa and 85 paisa per unit for above the billing demand of 500 kVA. Just see that people are paying more charges of 85 paisa if they are more than 500 kV and more consumer, then for 8 hours a day from 7 to 11 and 6 to 10 they have to pay 85 paisa more during that time, and that is a, a lot of charges has to pay for one third of their consumption. There they can save by rescheduling some of the things, and the saving of 85 paisa can be saved. And we have seen in the industrial sector as well as in some of the LT sector also, the people are saving um, this unit rate tariff only because by shifting some of the load during the off-peak time or during the night time. Because during the night time, that is from 10 o'clock from night 10 o'clock night to next day 6 o'clock, the most of the utility are giving the night hour concession, and the rebate is about 43 paisa per unit. You just see that if I can change from 7 to 11 or 6 to 10 p.m. load to night load actually after 10 o'clock, I can save around 128 paisa per unit, and lot of money saving is possible with a simple load management. This is also a time dependent demand and energy charges which one has to understand, and how we can save money out of which, and how we can shift some of the load so that the utility curve can be changed by way of changing our utilization at our utilization level. The demand charges are also are very high, up to 500 kVA. It is 150 per kVA. Next 500 kVA is 260 kVA, or 100 kVA and above it is 475 kVA. And the penalty, if you just see, it is 555 rupees per kVA, which is a very high penalty, which I have also seen that many times, that if they are crossing the contract demand or for any reason, the very heavy charges for this penalty have to be paid. And if you have or crossing the demand more than 3 times, then you have to have increase in your contract demand. You have to go for the increase in the contract demand. So this energy charges also, if you just see up to 500 kVA, it is 4 rupees per unit. For 500 kVA and above up to 2500 kVA, it is 4 rupees 20 paisa, and above 2500 kVA, it is 4 rupees 30 paisa. So even there is an increase in the unit charges or the energy charges unit, and that is also to be taken care of while utilizing the energy during the daytime. So we can think of having this energy saving, think, act, and save. Now we have to say, but how and where? Which are the simple methodology, and the methodology, as I told you, it's the art of understanding of the billing system which we can have for our residential purpose, and which can give us a saving of 10% of our bill can be saved by simple methodology and without any engineering knowledge of the consumption. So I will try to give you now that how we can save energy in our residential area. But before that, I would like to show you one or two films which can give you an idea then how the electricity is being generated and given to somebody, and some views also for the and one B song also I would like to show you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the video clip you just played, there seems to be some problem with the audio. We could not hear the audio.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will just play another one. Please tell me whether you are getting audio properly or not.
sure, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah. थोड़ा आगे जाओ. चालू कर दे. मैं थोड़ा आगे जाओ तो शुरू करो. बस. I think this will also give a little less audio.
Yes, sir. The audio is actually absent, but we can see the video clearly.
Yeah, there is no talk in this video at least.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
This is simply a demonstration of electricity.
Excuse me, sir. The audio for this one too is not audible.
I think it's only 1 minute or half a minute. Okay, we'll just go to the slide now.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Uh, go to the slide. Slide. So, as I told you, that electrical saving is possible by way of understanding the building system as well as in the residential sector or in the industrial sector. Why I have tried to show you the electricity on this small movie? Because electricity nowadays with the electronic meter which has been installed by the utility, even a milliampere is being recorded. The small amount of electricity which is being passed through your wires has been recorded in the meter. Please see that a small saving is also or not a small saving, but it becomes a very big saving if many people are doing the same type of saving. And that was the reason that I have tried to show you that a small amount of electricity which is passing through our suppose mobile charger or our red light which we are seeing in the computer or in our TV and other places, the saving by switching off the main switch at Germany, they had one program at Berlin city actually, and the government, local government at there, they had tried to investigate that what is the consumption of this small lighting which is provided in the all houses. You will not believe on one of the advertisement they have written that please keep your light on or put all the equipments on the remote and keep it on that day for particularly from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock in this on this day. And after 15 days, they had given that please switch off the main switch and from during this time, and please let us know that you are keeping it off. And you will not believe on the utility side, there was a reduction of 66 megawatt because of the small usages, which all about 15 lakhs consumers were there on the Berlin city, and the saving was odd tremendous saving which they have got it actually. So the energy saving is very high. Think you cannot think that how it is because 1 kWh can save about 3 kilo or 3 kg of our coal. And if we are acting this, so you will not believe that by acting of many people on this. You suppose we have about 1 crore 60 uh, people are taking power in this Gujarat state. If they save only 1 unit per month, find it out what will be the consumption reduction in 1 month multiplied by 12 months. And if you find it by 8 rupees per kWh, if we say, then it comes to about 300 crore rupees per annum only by reducing the 1 kWh. So, how to, where to do, how to do, and which are the simple methodology is to be adopted. We'll just see in the next slides only. So, we all are using this ceiling fan since long. I mean, numbers of years has passed that every house has numbers of ceiling fans. Nowadays, the AC and other things has come, but the ceiling fan is the utility which we are using at our houses. And normally, this 1200 ceiling fan is being used, and which is rated at a 60 watt. And you will not believe within the period of 2 years, the watt rating can rise to 50-60%. But what I have measured in the colleges, diploma colleges, and degree colleges, that it has gone more than 150 kW. If you have 60 kW fan, if you are not properly maintaining but greasing it, then the consumption may go to the tune of 120 watts to 150 watts. In your house, if you feel that, if you are feeling that my bill is very high, please see that your ceiling fan is being maintained. If the proper maintenance is not done, you are going to get a good amount of energy which is being consumed by the ceiling fan for unmaintenance or for non-maintenance of the ceiling fan. So grease the fan for bearing periodically. Now B 5-star rated fans has also come with 35 to 50 watts rating and with an electronic regulator. If you might have seen the refrigerator runs for about 5 to 6 hours a day. As far as opening is concerned, in each house it is differing. But however, we can generally say that it is working for 5 to 6 hours a day. And to prevent leakages of air from the refrigerator, what we can do? Please find out the door gasket for the leakage. And I have seen in 3000 numbers of this refrigerator that the leakages of the gasket at the door has been marked, and which is around 10% of saving is possible in the refrigerator where the leakage is possible. So replace if required this gasket for the leakages, and do not put the hot stuff directly into the refrigerator. Defrost freezer regularly, and the layer of ice cream on cooling tube and prevent proper heat exchange and result in the loading of compressors. Please not overload the freeze and leave room for air circulation. Let me tell you what is happening in our refrigerator. Generally, all this masala, no, batsa masala, bhaji pav masala, chutney masala, all masala, if you go to the place in the market, they are not keeping in the fridge actually. But when we bring it to our house, all the housewife has a tendency to put all the masala in the refrigerator. There is no need to put masala inside the fridge. So please do not overload the fridge and do not overload the fridge all the time. This water heater geyser, which we are using as an instant geyser for either in hotels or at our houses, these electrical heating appliances are originally having a 99% efficiency because they have the copper tube inside. However, the energy can be saved by this purpose, and by the proper uses, we can save energy. What is happening? Generally, when we keep this water heater geyser on, then the hot water is coming out, and we are adding some cold water to see that the normal water is there for the bath. But whenever, if you have the heating small quantity of water, what your science says in the A standard, that heating a small quantity of water at a higher temperature, which we are doing it in the geyser, and then adding the cold water consumes more electricity than heating a large quantity of lower required temperature. So what you have to do, just increase the cock size, and whatever water you are getting out at the required temperature will save you a lot of energy in the geyser, because geyser in our houses are the costliest equipment as far as the consumption is concerned, and it comes with the 3 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt consumption. So please see that the heating a small quantity of water at high temperature, it is better to see that it we have heating large quantity of water at a lower temperature. That will give you a lot of saving, and the best choice is use of the solar water heater. I can give you my own experience that I have about 12 years old solar water heater. It gives me a trouble only at the time of uh, this season, winter season only, because I do not get the temperature which I wanted during the winter season. Otherwise, the solar water heater is the cheapest water heater available in this world. The air conditioner, they provide the false ceiling, reduce the heat increase by providing the insulation, sun control, films, and high performance of glass windows. So this is also necessary to see that our air conditioning system is also being kept with a lower consumption. Reduce the heat ingress by providing insulation, sun-controlled films, and high performance of glass windows. Keep motors heating device outside the conditioner place. Use air curtain, automatic door closer for AC room. Generally, this is also not available. Install an outdoor unit in a shaded place. Please see that this is also going to give you a saving in this. 1% increase in air conditioner space reduces power by 3%. I can give you here one example of Japan only. That when the tsunami came before 3-4 years ago, they decided to have this all their nuclear plant to be closed because they had a lot of problems in the nuclear plant because water went into the nuclear plant and a lot of people had a cancer there actually at Japan. So they had decided how to reduce their consumption by reducing the air conditioning load, and they keep the temperature of their air conditioner unit to the range of 26 degree. They had decided 26 degree, and then they made a rule that nobody should have more than 26 degrees centigrade temperature, as the body required temperature for comfort is only 26 degrees required. And you will not believe they followed it, and within 1 year of time they could switch off all the nuclear plants which they have in their country. So this is the example of Japan, where the people are using this air conditioning temperature at 26 degrees, and they had thereafter they had stopped manufacturing who can give the temperature more than 26 degrees. So set the temperature at 25 to 27 degree. It is comfortable. So the government of India has also decided present. You might have seen some of the advertisement which Amitabh Bachchan is also being included by Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and our set temperature in India they have given as a 26 degree, which is a comfortable temperature. So, at many times the people are asking us whether the use of fans for air circulation is needed in the air conditioning room or not. This is a debatable things actually, but let me be very clear that because of fan in the room and the velocity of the air, a lot of energy which is coming and giving a comfort to the body, you can reduce to 2 to 3 degree of air conditioning by using a fan and have a more comfortable at your place. So it is now being suggested everywhere to use fan of air circulation in the air conditioning room. And the last one is clean the air filter, which air filter met regularly so that the recirculation of air is going properly. Even in the washing machines, let me tell you, do not overload or underload, first of all. If you have 10 kg of washing machine, use 10 kg of the things. If you have more than, 12 kg, use 12 kg of the load. If you have only 6 kg of machine, then use 6 kg. Do not overload or underload. Underloaded washing machines consume more water, more times, and the more electricity. So avoid washing machine with a dryer, and they have consume more electricity. Besides drying, open sun is free, of course. Please see that. Do not do not spend any energy for drying of our clothes. Even for the pump sets, matching of the motors and the pump capacity, use low friction footwall and the rigid piece wise. I would like to give you my own experience that in our Gujarat Electricity Board, when there was an energy conservation cell in 1990s and 85, after 85 we just started this, and you will not believe more than 50,000 numbers of well has been rectified with rigid PVC pipe. Instead of GI pipe, we have replaced the rigid PVC pipe in a suction and delivery side, and the saving was more than 22% we had got it. And many reports have been prepared that by mismatching of motor and pump as well as use of low friction footwall and rigid PVC pipe by changing the rigid PVC pipe with the by changing the GI pipe with the rigid PVC pipe, which has a less this friction losses, can give you a saving of about 22 to 25%. And if you change the motor and pump efficiency, if it is mismatching, it can go up to 50% of your saving in the pump side. So avoid use of unnecessary bend and turns, avoid throttling or use VFD in the controlling the flow charge in the iron. Even the domestic electric iron also, which is rated to about 750 kW, 750 watts, can be also, or suppose it has a totally automatic value in the electrical iron. The best efficiency use of temperature setting according to the type of fabrics and drying wash clothes on hanger. This is the methodology. If we are able to use it, we have a minimum wrinkles on the clothes and will take a less time to electricity for the iron, and in that way we can save a lot of it. आपने कभी सोचा भी नहीं होगा कि if we can put the our clothes after washing, if we put a clothes on the hangers, then that can give you a lot of saving in the electric iron. And now at last we can see the lighting. Lighting we know now. Now the CFL has come up, and after CFL, LED has also come in the market, and the LED cost has also gone down only because of the users of the lot of LEDs. And the switch is one of the best energy saving device. Switch off the light when not required. Use of maximum daylight when possible. Use light color shade to enhance the light. I have seen many people are using the curtain in the house and keeping the light on, and they are not allowing the outside light to come inside the homes. So please see that it is being avoided. Provide the light according to the task. Use efficient luminance for CFL or LED, and use automatic on-off controls and the sensors in the office. This you might have seen in many offices nowadays, in MNC offices. When somebody is not there in the room, the lights will automatically off. You don't have to go to his room and switch off the light. It will be automatic. It's some motion sensors actually there. If he is not moving for 1 or 2 minutes, automatically the light or fan will stop. So this type of sensors are coming, and in Baroda only, there are two people, Sensi Nova people are there, those who are manufacturing these sensors and giving throughout the country and outside the country also. So as I told you, this standby power, which we are thinking that how much power they are consuming, very little. Television, set-top boxes, mobile chargers, mosquito repellent, ceiling fan with a remote control, computers turn off when it is not in use, or it consumes more electricity in a day. You see, these all are consuming, these are known as a standby power. But if you just count it down for 1 day, 30 days, for 1 year, it is a bulk amount of energy which they are consuming. The small power conservation is not a small power, it is a very big power which we are going to get a saving, which is another megawatt. What we are saving power, which can be used by somebody else, is known as a negawatt. Nega, Nega watt, negawatt. So please see that even switch off the TV when there's nobody is watching. So from inside they should not come out. Where is the people? Those who are not looking. So this is just a small picture which we have done. That at many places we have seen that uh, TVs and other things they are making it on without it is used. Generally, such equipment do not consume more electricity, but we should keep it off when not in use. So, like a mosquito repellent machines, also normally we forget to switch off this machine, and it contains 5 watts of the electricity. If abused unnecessarily for 30 days, 8 hours a day, it consumes 1.2 units of electricity. So, switch off when it is not in use. So, microwave oven also saves energy by reducing the cooking time. In fact, one can save up to 50% on your cooking energy cost by using the microwave oven instead of the regular oven, especially for the small quantity of food. Remember that microwave cook food from the outside the edge towards the center of the dish. So if we are cooking a more than one item, place the larger or thicker item on the outside. So let us be energy smart, identify and eliminate the wastages. Energy conservation is not a curtailment. Please see that you don't have to make yourself less comfort. No, it is not a curtailment. It is simply a judicious use or the efficient use. The energy conservation has a two part. One is a part to see that we are actually stopping the leakages and improving the efficiency. Please see that energy conservation is not a curtailment, but it is energy efficient and stopping the leakage. So reduce the wastage and the minimization of the unproductive and energy utilization or maximization of energy productivity. So now we can go, since 1 hour I'm just talking of the demand side management. So the demand side management is defined as a planning, implementation, and monitoring of utility activity designed to influence the customer use of electricity for the mutual benefit of utility and customer. By this demand side management, who are going to save money? Do you mean to say the saving will be only to the customer side? No. There will be a saving of energy in the utility or the discoms people also, and in large or at large, we can say that it is a country saving which we are going to have it by saving in the coal, oil, gas, and lignite. So DSM program has been published by Government of India, which is a need of a time or need of an hour only because we can find it out that demand side management is necessary to have in this country only because it can save our fossil fuel. So this DSM program fall into two categories: energy conservation and the load management. So customer side energy conservation is giving benefit to the customer as well as to the utility. Can you understand me? The demand side management is also giving benefit to the supply side management. Supply side management means those who are supplying the power. So, whatever has been given power at the consumer level, if they are saving or they are improving their performance, they are not saving for themselves only, but they are also saving for the utility as well and for the country also. So, the demand side program falls into the two categories: energy conservation and the load management. So, energy conservation encourages. Now, what is the energy conservation for the consumer? So, there should be some encouragement to do something. No? So, the energy conservation encourages the consumer to use energy more efficiently, resulting reduced energy consumption without sacrificing comfort, convenience, or productivity. Please note down this. Energy conservation encourages consumers to use energy more efficiently, resulting to reduce consumption without sacrificing comforts, convenience, or productivity. So this is the basic of our demand side management. And the load management which shifts the electricity load from one period to another, but rarely reduce the electricity consumption. Load management for electricity board is to change from, as I told you, from the peak hours to night hours, and night hours to the off-peak hour is known as for the load management for the utility. So I think these two concepts of demand side management can lead to the good energy management, which includes the supply side management like reducing the auxiliary consumption and the T&D losses. What is the, if you find it out, what is the function of supplying power company or electricity board? They are generating, transmitting, and giving power to the consumer up to the metering point. Okay, that is known as supply side management. Those who are working with the electricity board, they also have their own consumption, like auxiliary consumption in the power station, T&D losses in the circuitry, and also some of the losses, commercial losses are also there. So supply side management, like to reducing the auxiliary consumption and the T&D losses. And the demand side management includes customer side reduction through energy efficiency. Or we can say supply side management or demand side management includes customer side reduction through energy efficiency and reducing the leakages. So we can say that what is DSM now? What can be benefit from him? The demand side management is a way to change the customer demand by changing equipment of efficiently use. I think I will just finish this and I will take you to the now new technology which is coming for the wind energy and the solar energy. And please see that two movies which I am going to send you. How it has helped the Gujarat state or other state by changing rooftop actually for our residential things, and which has changed many things. You will not believe more than 1.25 lakhs consumers for the rooftops has been in the area of Vadodara and Ahmedabad only, and about 800 megawatt has been taken from the rooftop actually power. This is a demand side management. When the consumer using a rooftop, it is a demand side management. So demand side management is a way of change the customer demand, and by changing the equipment efficiently and its so its benefit is going to electricity utility company, customers, and the business partner. Just see this. If I can show you one more movie, I think. Let me see if I can show you. This is the wind power. कसे आंटी बता था? I just see this. This is a wind farm. This is of 1 megawatt. This is the cycle which is coming up. Air cycle. Okay. Kashyap. Kashyap. I would like to show you how this solar rooftop is working in the country. So this is in Gujarati, but I will show you some part only where the rooftop is being installed. We'll just see there are four parts of electrical energy which is given by the photovoltaic panel, inverter, solar energy meter, and the net meter. These are the four equipment. Generating the voltage, converted DC power into AC power. So how this is working? The blue power is going into the house. Solar power is going to the house. If I am not using in my house, it will go to the electricity board. So this is the methodology which we can have, and if you can have, these are few solar song is also there. Just see it. How it is being advertised in the other country. This is.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello. Viewers, there seems to be some sort of technical difficulties. We'll try to get this in order as soon as possible. Good afternoon, viewers. There seems to be technical difficulty from the speaker's end. Sir has lost in an internet connection. He will be with us very soon. Uh, please wait, and we are sorry for the inconvenience.
You able to hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm going now for the share me your screen.
Yes, sir, you have been given the presentation, right? So you can start.
So why it has gone, I don't know. It's from your side?
Sir, everything seems to be fine from our end.
Actually, how many people are there in live? How
So
many
currently
participants?
attendees are 12, and there are around 7, 8 on YouTube Live.
Okay, okay. Safeguard. आगे जाओ मत। So I have already discussed regarding this energy DSM programs and what is the DSM program, that also I have tried to make you understand. So we can see that the DSM program can take you the higher efficiency at two places, either at the residential sector or industrial sector also, and to electricity board also. So DSM can bring actually to the utility, if we can say, the less peak power demand for the utility and reducing the need for outages and the extensive peak power purchase, and less distribution losses, increasing the available peak power that can be sold. More off-peak demand generating more revenue and profit. The demand side management can take or can increase off-peak demand and revenue, and it can also improve the power factor and allow more generation capacity to be sold for the utility. This time of day targeting, it reduces the cost of shifting the load from high cost to lower cost, and geographical targeting, it reduces the cost by encouraging the load growth in an area where the distribution infrastructure is being utilized, and the equipment targeting, it reduces the cost of improving the efficiency and power factor for equipment, contributing toward the peak cost. So these are the things which can be taken care of. So energy demand side management falls in the two categories. One is energy conservation, which encourages the consumer to use energy more efficiently, resulting into the reducing the consumption without or sacrificing comfort, convenience, and productivity. And second one is the demand or the load management, and it shifts the electricity load from one period to another one, rarely reduce the electrical consumption. The demand programs cost substantially less per kW and saved more it cost to generate the kWh from the new power station. So these are the plus point of the demand charges, but I can give you that the state and the regional electricity system can be categorized in two type of the supply side relation: demand or megawatt deficient with the energy adequacy, and the deficient in both the demand as well as in energy. So these are the things which we can see that it can be reduced by demand side management. And if we can see the basic graph of demand side management, then if we see that the peak clipping which we have shown in the first graph, actually, if we just see the peak which is going towards some time can be reduced and can be taken to the smaller value. The second one is a valley filling. The third one down flat is the load shifting is also a demand. So these are the six basic rules of the demand side management: strategical conservation and the strategical load growth, and the flexible load shape is to be seen actually. So coincidental factor is also coming with the demand side management, because this coincidental factor measures the fraction of the peak customer level saving that occurs at a utility peak. This factor is used to decrease the demand reduction seen by the utility. So how many demand options are there? If you can find out the options, that one is energy efficient motor, because motor is used everywhere. 80%, 70% motor are used in the industrial sector. Then the variable speed drive. good housekeeping measures, wastage-driven vapor absorbance, this refrigeration system, VARS. This you might not be knowing, but nowadays this VRS system is being used by many companies, where instead of vapor compressor system, if they have the waste heat recovery programs are there, where this vapor absorbance system can be used, and they have some material like glycerine that which expands for 3000 times if it gets the heat actually. So in the industrial sector, what they are doing, they get a heat, suppose by the heat as an extra, then they will see that the heat is being given to the that particular absorbs refrigeration, which absorbs the heat, and 3000 times that absorption refrigeration is expanding with a cooling effect. So wastage driven vapor
Excuse me, sir.
absorbent refrigeration. Yes.
Sir, we are not
Hello.
able to see this.
Even you are not able to see the slides.
No, sir. Right now, we are only able to receive the audio from your end.
Oh, I see. 1 minute. Huh?
Sure.
Join check. Now you are able to see?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay, so I think there is some problem from your side that I'm getting disconnected.
I'll try to look into it, sir.
Okay, I'm coming again. Now?
No, sir. We still don't have the video.
Now you have to share the screen, sir.
Sir, you have the presentation privileges. You can simply share your screen.
I have no problem. Okay. I can go on talking from my screen, but whether you would like to have my words only? Can I talk?
Sir, I'm completely fine with listening to you, but I think the slides are important. I'll look into it from my side, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you share the slide from your computer? If you are not getting from my computer, I just...
Yes, sir. We can arrange for that. Give me 1 or 2 minutes, please.
I can close from here.
Okay, sir. Now it is visible.
Visible. Okay.
Yes,
Now?
yes. Completely
Okay.
fine now.
True. Okay, so just I would like to tell you that the DSM options for industrial sector are many actually, to be very frank with you. Wherever you go, any equipment, as we have seen in the residential sector, that we have a lot of equipment at our house like microwaves, washing machines, fan, refrigerator, air conditioning. Everywhere the saving possibility is there. Similarly, there is always possibility in the industrial sector to see that they are reducing by simple methodology, simple housekeeping methodology. And you will not believe a 1 kilowatt, if you can just say that if it runs for 6,000 hours a year, it is actually 8,750 hours are there. But suppose 1 kilowatt we are able to save for 6,000 hours, the cost of that 6,000 kWh is 48,000 rupees. That is, say, around 50,000 rupees. If we can save a 10 kWh, it is 5 lakhs, 100 kWh about. You see, I can go to any industry, and by simple understanding the art and science and little technology, I'm telling you the little technology, the saving up to 50% is possible. And the DSM options, if you are just able to understand what is it, I think from this 10-15 DSM options only, there is a possibility of saving a lot of energy, either at the residential sector, commercial sector, or the industrial sector. The first one is energy efficient motor. If you want to take down once the motors which are coming at present, uh, a lot of motors are having efficiency of 87, 85% of, and this motor of about 10 horsepower, 15 horsepower, 20 horsepower. Nowadays, the same motor, the latest efficiency is about 93%. So increase in about 6-7% efficiency can reduce a lot of energy. That we will see how much energy during the further discussion. But there are a lot of possibility of saving in the motors because 70% of the industrial consumption is by motors. And motor has lot of controls also nowadays, having with the electronic controls. So DSM options, the first is taken as a energy efficient motor, variable speed drive or variable frequency drive, good housekeeping measures, the wastage driven vapor absorption system. As I told you, the gathering refrigeration is coming, which whatever wastage we have, if we can give it to them, it expands for 3,000 times, and the this vapor absorption systems are used in a Gujarat state for about 2,000 numbers of industries it is being used. Then they have the improved electric arc furnace, time of day unit, high efficiency sodium vapor lamp for the security purposes, compact fluorescent lamp or LEDs now, electronic ballast, efficient pumps and fans, power factor improvement, and industrial cogeneration. These all are the DSM options. If you go to the BE site also, they will show you this thing. Then what are the barriers for this DSM? Why people are not implementing? Why people are not implementing? Can anybody suggest me why? First of all, when you don't have to pay from your own pocket, the people in India are not interested in conservation. If you have to pay the bill or something of your own from your own pocket, you are conservative. But if somebody else is paying, we are totally or literally we are non-conservative. So please see that the barriers to DSM, that everybody has to pay for something, even in the agriculture sector. Let me tell you, because the price of agriculture is quite less, many people are misusing the electricity and giving water to their farmhouse for about 8 hours whenever they are getting the power. To be very frank with you, many times it doesn't need that much of power to be or the water to be given to the plant. But as it is free, they are taking it the power. So I think these are the some of the barriers which we can think of, just those who are not under the control of electricity utility. Those that result from the cultural and awareness programs, those related to institutional and infrastructure necessary for successful implementation of program. I have given a lot of DSM program in five-star hotels. I have told many people at that time when going to Picky or somewhere, I have asked them to put it in a simple hotels where AC is available. But in five-star hotel, what is happening? They are putting all this lighting. You know, about 200 lights are there in the small room to make it एक जगमगाहट बनाने के लिए इतना ज़्यादा light रख देते हैं. I don't know because the payment is done by somebody else, and the uses are there for somebody else. So it is necessary to understand the barriers. It is a lack of information, non-availability of the technology sometimes, uncertain benefit, and the lack of technical expertise, no proven technology many times, and the late delivery of our uncertainty is there. And these are the barriers of this DSM options. So DSM implementation through energy service companies. So if we have the barriers actually this type, given the non-availability of technology, lack of technical expertise, then what should we do? This DSM implementation through energy service company. What is this ISCOs? You might have heard the word ISCOs. ISCOs have played a major role in DSM. That implements in United States, you might have heard the name of Honeywell company, which is there throughout the world. Actually, it is working as a ISCOs, energy saving companies. They have tri-party agreement with a consumer, bank and themselves that they will put the equipment which are costly or something, and from the saving only they will take the money. On the performance that is known as the performance contracting also. ISCOs have played a major role in DSM implementation in United States and other Western countries through what is called as a performance contracting. In the performance contract, the ISCOs identifies energy saving opportunities in the consumer's facility and implements those measures at no initial cost to owner, maintains the measures for the life of the contract and guarantee the energy saving. So these are the things which we can do it, and the integrated approach can also be there, like furnace running at the rated capacity, insulation improvement, scope of waste heat recovery, the minimum opening of the doors, heat or oil heating economics, and improvement in the lighting system, and upgrading with the latest technology, and improvement in the power factor is an integrated approach in the industrial sector. So we can say that this financial audit is regularly being carried out and to keep the track of the profitability in the trade. Similarly, for energy auditing, we should also be carried out to keep the track of the system efficiency and finding out the areas of weakness. Regular energy auditing involves the following. Actually, we'll just see what is being added. But to be very frank with you, chartered accountant is being given a lot of importance and praise and other things. But if you see the energy auditor, they have been not given that much of importance because they do not have anything to say for one number, two number, 10 number. We have only to say whether your equipments are having a performance, good performance or the bad performance. So please see that this energy audit is being carried out regularly in any plant, or whatever you can do of your own self to carry out how to do the energy audit. So ISCOs, as I have already discussed, that investment for the audit and the equipment, financial arrangement, purchase, installation and maintenance of equipment, training of O&M personnel, monitoring, measurement and verification, and the guarantee for energy saving. So what we have to do actually? So energy audit is a systematic way of looking into the incoming power actually, or incoming energy, and the use of energy which we are doing. So energy audit is a systematic approach to carry out critical examination of each use of energy and to suggest the ways and means of to improve the efficiency. The information of all important equipment of the plants are required to carry out with the energy audit, like what is the energy consumption? Second is what is the operating hours, production and quality specification with the variations what they get, electricity consumption per unit of cost, electricity consumption per unit of time, production per unit of time, maximum and minimum and normal values of equipment or process parameter like temperature, pressure, and voltage. So these all monitoring and accounting and the control will lead towards the systematic approach towards the conservation, and which will take us to the efficient use of electricity with the definition of energy efficiency or productivity, output per unit of consumption of electricity, Example, kW per ton of refrigeration, kW of CFM, which is required for the compressor, kW per LPS for water pump, and the kW per kg of yarn or paper. So these are known as a specific consumption of particular things, and which can give you increased energy efficiency. So reduced consumption for the same level of output is known as energy efficiency, known as a specific consumption. Increased production for same level of consumption is also known as a efficient use of electricity. So these are the ways to see that electricity is being used efficiently. Now the saving opportunity, if you see in the lighting, because light is being used for about only lighting, if we say the residential consumption has gone up because of the air condition and other things actually, but the lighting remains between 10 to 12% throughout the country. So lighting is the only way which we can show ourselves that as it is visualized, we can see the electricity by lighting. The lighting saving opportunity will definitely affect you at all the level. So it is very much necessary to understand the saving opportunity in the lighting. The first is use of daylight. Please see that the daylight is being used at home and industries. Efficient lighting sources are there for indoor and outdoor. I can tell you that sodium vapor lamp is used for the security purposes most of the time. And nowadays, the LED light is being taken care of the street light. And even at our home also, we are using the LED light. The saving is to the tune of how much, for LED light, it is more than 80% is possible. They use light color shades for painting the walls. Please do this because I have seen in many TV episode where the sass and bows are there, no? They keep such a dark color shade in their houses, and lot of problems are, or lot of lights is being absorbed with the dark color shades. So please put at least a light color shade at your home to see that light is being taken care of. Task lighting for study and office work can be taken care of. Voltage controls in case of the fluctuations also can be seen. The sensors, dimmers, and control devices can be seen for the saving efficiency. And do you know this Ujala scheme for the LED? You will not believe more than 10,000 megawatt has been saved at present throughout the country only by this Ujala scheme. If you go to the website of Ujala scheme, you will come to know that in each area of or in each state, how much megawatt has been saved by replacement of the LED scheme, and that has helped a country a lot to save a lot of money of this Ujala scheme. So if we can find it out, the EC energy conservation opportunity in the industrial sector, the first thing is a lack of awareness and incentive. Suppose I am an engineer in the industrial unit. My job is to maintain the machinery and to see that the output is coming up. I am not given any incentive for my good work which I am doing. Just maintain it and run the show. So I have seen that a lack of awareness of any conservation activity in the industrial sector only because there is no initiative, there is no information, and there is no involvement. To be very frank with you, information, involvement, and incentives are necessary to have a energy conservation opportunity in any industrial sector. So second thing is poor housekeeping and O&M practices. Most of the time, The people are not getting any equipment for the maintenance purposes. Third is oversized equipment which they have at your premises. If they want to have a 5 ampere or a 5 horsepower motor, they will keep 10 horsepower motor. So oversized motor or oversized equipment is also giving a lot of problems in the industrial sector. No doubt that consumption is also more. Just before few days ago, I had been to some industry where 220 kV substation was taking 30 megawatt of power, and by taking a thermography, their isolator was giving a high temperature. I could find it out that 200 kVA substation can take up to 200 megawatt of power, but with the 30 megawatt of power, how this isolator can be heated up, I do not understand. When I went to the substation, I could find it out. There was no maintenance of this isolator since last 4 years, and that was the reason that the male-female contact was not clean, and there the thermography was showing about 70-degree temperature in the isolator. So sometimes, if you do not do the operation and maintenance, and if you have oversized equipment, also if you are not doing the maintenance, there is a possibility, there is no possibility of energy conservation activity. So use of inefficient equipment and obsolete technology, old technology, you should throw it away. The leakage of resources like fuel, steam, water, heat, etc. You will have to see that their leakage is being stopped. And the demand side management and load management is a criteria for everybody. Improving the PQC, power quality of supply, and adoption of the systems approach for industrial utility like HVAC, compressed air, and boilers, and etc. This energy audit critically looks at all energy used in the plant to improve the operational. Energy audit systematically looks at the energy input, energy conservation or conversion, and end uses. The goal of energy audit is to improve the energy productivity, that is to reduce the energy consumption per unit of product. Energy input is equal to output of energy plus losses, and output has to be estimated, and the losses in the equipment have to be identified and minimized. So steps of energy audit, if we just take it down, that monitoring and control of energy inputs, this can itself can give you a 2 to 5% of energy saving. You see, many times if you do not have a monitoring system or control of energy input, the losses are there which is not identified. So this itself can give you 2 to 5% of energy saving. Reduction of losses or wastages, plugging, energy leakage gives 10 to 15% of saving. Improvement in the operation and adoption of this equipment, adoption of efficient processes, and adoption of system approach can take you to the energy saving. Energy utility and production equipment is also required to be understood first of all. So monitoring and control, if we can take, it is necessary to put energy meters on the all important equipment, and it is also necessary to put instrument for the measurement of the flow, temperature, pressure. I have seen in many industries there is no measurement available. Even an ampere meter is also not there on the panels. So this is not giving you the idea what they are using actually. So plant equipment can be divided into two categories like production of equipment like machine tools, reactor, furnace, and the utility equipment like pump, fans, and compressor. You might be knowing that your utility equipments are only fans, pumps, and compressors, and the cooling towers. Both of these type of equipment needs to be monitored, and the monitor itself can give you 2 to 5% of energy. The reduction in the leakages, all the electric equipment have high efficiencies ranging from 99.9% of circuit breaker to 85 to 90% for all the motors. Total distribution losses in the plant, in the cable, etc., will be in the range of 2 to 4%. Nothing much need to be done about this. Whatever is there in the plant, what is the switching operation, and what is the cable going on throughout the industrial sector, nothing can be done. You want to use it, no? So you have to distribute within the plant. So the total distribution losses which are there in the plant will be in the range of 2 to 4%. And the leakage of water, fuel, compressed air, steam, heat, etc., and are heavy in the industrial sector. And as Amito sir told in the morning, that they have to go for the water audit also, only because at present many industries are misusing the water like anything, and which is a need of our time, that we are not able to find out the water saving in our country. The water saving, like electrical saving, water saving, is also one of the criteria which now our government is thinking that saving is required at utmost requirement. So the leakages which we are saying, or which we see in the field of water, fuel, compressed air, steam, heat in the industrial sector, there is a possibility. And you please just see this, the leakages of the compressed air. How much leakage is there? Generally, we have found from 10% to 50% of compressed air leaking in the industrial sector, and the major losses which they have is this much. If their whole diameter is 1 by 32 inches, 1 by 8, or 1 by 4 inches, and the air leakages which we have given is 26 CFM or 1.62 CFM, the cost and the KW loss which we have given is KWH, and the loss which we have given is for the year, you will not believe the loss can go up to the lakhs of rupees for particular air leakages in the plant. So air leakages is also very costly, as the air compressor air is also very costly. These are for the steam leakages, also the same thing, and the insulation heat leakages. If you find in any industrial sector, the temperature difference between the atmospheric temperature and the temperature of the surfaces of a equipment is more than 10 degrees centigrade, then there is a possibility of putting up the insulation. And insulation, just see the first one, bare insulation heat loss is 3415 kilocalorie, and if you put 100 mm insulation, it has reduced to 191, less than, I mean, the total losses are less than 5%. See, the saving is 95%. So insulation to all the equipment, including pipelines, should be properly lagged, and all the flanges should be also be lagged. This is the cheapest energy conservation opportunity, and the following is the showing the table that how effective the insulation. You can find it out that the loss can be reduced to the tune of 95% in some of the cases. So I would also like to talk to you regarding the power factor which has been there in the either in the circuit of industrial or in the utilities services. What is the power factor? If you just see this glass which I am trying to explain you, this is the easy way to understand the difference between real and reactive power. If you take a glass of beer if you will find the beer just below, which you can see as a beer, is a real power, and which you can see above the real power, which is a wasted electricity, which is known as a reactive power, which has no taste actually. But you are using the kVA which are shown on the first line. So the power factor which we are getting, if we increase the power factor, the reactive power would go little low, which is going into the circuit. And that will help the utility to reduce their consumption and to increase their utility of the equipment. Suppose I have a 100 kVA transformer and my transformer power factor is suppose 0.8 power factor is there, then I cannot use more than 80 kVA in that specific transformer. If I can improve the power factor of that particular 100 kVA transformer to 0.95 or so, I can use that equipment or that 100 kVA transformer up to 95 kVA, because my power, I can give a power up to 95 kVA instead of 80 kVA, which was previously there. Now this shows the power factor, how it can help to the utility people. So for the better utilization of generators, transmission and distribution of lines, it is necessary to restrict the flow of reactive current in the lines. The reduction of reactive current is known as a power factor correction. The power factor is active current to the total current, or the total current square is equal to active current square plus reactive current square, or power factor is equal to kW by kVA, or the power factor correction is done by connecting the capacitor near the electricity load. So these are some of the things which we have given for the power factor improvement. And you might have seen these tables also many times in engineering, that to improve the power factor from some level to some level, how much kVAr capacitor is to be installed. We don't have to go and calculate now and then. This table is available everywhere. You can find it out that if you want to go from 0.95 to 0.99, then you have to see the last column and the first one. So from 95 to 0.999, then you have to add 0.705 kVAr capacitor per kW. If you have 100 kW, then add 70 kVAr capacitor. So these tables are available in any engineering booklets or engineering technical guides, and the possibility of improving the power factor. So power factor for any ST Industries consumer is 0.9. Incentives are of power factor is given for above 0.95. Rebate is given 1% in energy and demand. For 1% rise in power factor is about 0.95, and the penalty for 1% for the power factor below 0.9 is being taken care of. So the advantage of good power factor in the industrial sector, which reduces the kVA demand. The second is power factor improvement reduces the distribution losses. Power factor improvement will provide the better quality of the capacity utilization, and power factor improvement can save on penalty levied by the power utility. Now we'll see the electric motor also, because motor is a very fundamental thing which we are using in the industrial sector. Some facts about the 70% of general this generated electric is consumed by the motors. Initial purchase price of the motor is hardly 1 to 2% of its life cycle cost. Or I can give you one more thing, that the 10 horsepower motor, which is costing suppose 10,000 rupees, how much power it will consume within a 1 year of time. Then if you want to calculate, 10 horsepower is 7.5 kW motor, multiply by suppose 6,000 hours. So I am using about 42,000 units per year. If I can take as a 5 rupees per kWh, suppose my unit rate, I am taking only 5 rupees. It is already 8 rupees now. But if I can consider this motor is consuming at the rate of 5 rupees per, the consumption of 10,000 rupees motor of 10 horsepower will consume a power of 2,25,000 rupees within 1 year of time. If the motor is giving or running for 10 years of time, the cost of motor is 10,000 rupees, but the running cost 22 lakhs rupees. So if your motor is efficient, you can find it out how much saving is possible and the payback period is possible with the good power, with the good motors, efficient motors actually. So initial purchase price is very less and for its life cycle cost. And nowadays, the people have changed the criteria for purchasing at L1, L2, and anything, and they have gone to the life cycle cost of the motor, meaning 90 to 98 to 99% of its life cycle maintenance cost. And the motor efficiency normally range between 89 to 93, and above 70% of electricity is being used by pumping system only. So this is the pie chart which we can see that if you just see down this, it is written the initial cost is 2% and the energy which they are using is about 97%. 97.3%, so which is a very high. So life cycle cost is to be seen. So doing more with a less energy, please be efficient, be conservative, save power, switch off the light and fans when not in use. No energy saving effort is small. It is always a very big effort which you do. Replace old and efficient equipment with the standards and efficient ones. Please scrap the old equipments which is non-efficient. We have already deleted in our houses, if you know, the incandescent lamp. Even the 40-watt tube lights also we are not using. You go to anywhere in the world nowadays, incandescent lamp has become a invalid actually. Nobody is using it because it is a most uh, inefficient equipment. We can say that the no doubt it is costing a 10 rupees a bulb, which we can get it for 25 watts or 40 watt or 60 watt. However, because it was cheap, many people were using it, but because of its inefficiency now the world has changed. So please replace the old and inefficient equipment with the standard one. So wastages should be reduce, reuse, and the recycle the things to see that we are doing well and reduce through better things, reuse through whatever is possible, and recycle the potential waste for our country. So, if you, as I told you in the first slide only, that as India has only a 1% of the total resource which we have in this whole world, our energy is on reserve. Please note down this. As an Indian citizen, we must be considered that we do not have a fossil fuel like coal, oil, gas, and lignite. We have hardly 1% of fossil fuel in this country, whereas we have to give this fossil fuel secondary power of electricity to 18% of the world population. So please see that energy is on reserve and please see that it is being to be conserved for ourselves as well as for our forthcoming generations. Why? Because we are experiencing today also the cost of petrol, which is there, no 100 rupees per liter. It is pinching to each and every family. pinching to each and every person, pinching to each and every person, those who are going out of the house. Similarly, without electricity, after some time, at present also not after some time, we will not be able to survive without electricity. And suppose if your electricity bill which you have to pay 200 rupees per kWh, will you be paying it? Impossible. Even though it is impossible, the need for electricity will be there, and it will be difficult for our coming children that they will be able to, if they are unable to find out some of the ways for the solar, wind, then the ocean and the tidal power or some power which is cheaper than what we feel today, there is a possibility that without this fossil fuel, it will be very much difficulty to stay in this world without this fossil fuel of coal, oil, gas, and lignite. So the energy which is there already with us is in reserve, and that is one of the reserve to see that we are conserving it. And the conservation is done for our own self first, which will give us money, and also reducing the consumption of coal, oil, gas, and lignite, and it will also reduce the pollution. You might have read somewhere before 2 3 days ago that last year, because of the bed pollution in the Delhi, 54,000 people have died only because of the bed pollution which was there in the Delhi. It is very surprising that the carbon content in the uh, atmosphere is ill feeling or it is giving ill problems to the society. Please see that the kWh which you are saving today, 1 kWh, for the sake of thumb rule only, it is equal to 1 kg of CO2 which you are saving. So please see that if you are saving kWh, the similar CO2 is being saved in the country, and you will not believe we are the third highest pollutant in this world also. So please see that whatever we are conserving, what we are doing, energy on reserve, it's going to help not to us only at presently, but it will help to our next generation. So with this, I would like to go to the next slide. That which is the right time to start the saving is now, today, just now. So after understanding why this energy conservation is needed, what is the DSM availability, what is the supply side management and the demand side management, and how and where we can save energy in the residential sector, each and every equipment, or in the industrial sector, whether it is a compressor, whether it is a chilling plant, or whether it is a utility like pumps or something where we can save energy, we have to save it. The right time to start saving is today only. So the last slide which I am trying to say, that reduce, reuse, and recycle. And what is that? Is what do you mean by this finite planet cannot support infinite production of the good. Please note down that whatever coal, oil, gas, and lignite which we have today, which has taken thousands of years for the nature to produce this coal, oil, gas, and lignite in the beneath the earth. They have taken thousands of years to manufacture this coal, oil, gas, and lignite. We are using it in such a fast way that this finite planet cannot support the infinite production of goods like electricity and services to the consumers like us. So to protect the environment, to protect our children's this thing, uh, which they have to pay during their lifestyle. So this is a need of an hour to understand that we have to have this demand side program as early as possible. From today only it is required to be carried out. So the message for 21st century is to reduce, reuse and recycle the thing. Now for 10 minutes I would also like to discuss with the star rating which has been given by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. They have notified 21 numbers of equipment which has been given a star rating. Star rating of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We generally understand by 5 star means it must be a very luxurious. In case of the star rating by BE, it is not a luxury. 5 star means it is not a luxury which we are using in our houses. No. 5 star means the life cycle cost of this particular equipment is better. And that is the reason that whatever equipment has been given a single star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, it denotes that please use 5 star technology wherever possible to reduce the consumption, first of all, because whatever equipment you are taking, electrical equipment you are taking from the market, which are going to run for more than 1 year, 2 year of numbers of years it will work. Whenever we bring the this air conditioner or refrigerator, we do not sell it within a year or two. We do not sell it back to the. These are the equipment which we are running for numbers of years, and that is why the life cycle cost is to be understood. And the 5 star means it is not a luxury, but 5 star means a less used or less life cycle cost of that particular equipment. Please go through um, the nameplate which has been given on the 5 star, that the power saving guide has been given on the nameplate only, and they are recommending that with the 4 star or 5 star, what is the efficiency of that particular equipment and the total nameplate which they are giving, that how much consumption will be there per day, per month or per annum, and what may be the saving of that particular equipment. Number of equipments like motors, air conditioners, transformers, and tube lights, fan, and many other equipment has been given a 5 star notation to see that the people may use 5 star and to reduce their consumption in our country. You will not believe the 5 star and the 7 star technology is being used by the Japanese and the USA people in such a way that their reduction in their country has gone down to 15 to 30%, and they have become a country whether they have come to know as an advanced country, but still they can reduce their consumption by using the 5 star and the 7 star this equipment, and reduce the consumption of their TV also, and to other equipment also. So please see that we are, as an engineer, we are using the 5 star uh, equipment in our all the consumers levels, and we can reduce the KWS consumption as well as the generation of CO2 is also very less for our country. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency, what they have given for the 5 star, and every 2 year they are changing this 5 star technology into the next higher level of efficiency. Every 2 years, the 5 star technology is being upgraded, to be very frank with you. So you have to see on which year this was the 5 star. They are giving a year of also the manufacturing year of that particular equipment to make you understand that this equipment was 5 star on such a date. If you take a 4 years old, suppose a refrigerator, and it was a 5 star, and if you just see that today's 5 star refrigerator, there will be a lot of difference on the consumption because the technology has gone up. So please see that whatever is there in the 5 star technology, which is being given a latest 5 star technology when you go in the market to purchase anything, any equipment or any electrical gadget which you are going to purchase. So B star labeling scheme is also very important, and so these are the things which I would like to narrate you before that, and also I would like to give you one or two more slides actually on something else also. I think these posters are good. I would like to show some of the posters. So energy is the money saved. Oh, I have to go back. So energy, as I told you, is on reserve, conserve it. This is a co-federation of Indian industries. Poster is there. You can put it wherever you want in your. So saving of energy is to be done from today. So the posters are there. Those who are interested in poster to keep in their premises of industries or at our home, they can contact me for the. You see, this is also from Co-Federation of Indian Industries. That energy management, commands of energy management are there, where the energy conservation is being a part. The other one is for this compressed air, मुफ्त नहीं है, delivery pressure में 1 kg/cm की कमी 6 to 7% ऊर्जा की बचत करने में सहायक हो सकती है. So as I told you, the air compressor air is very costly. So still you can save a lot by switching off the light. Energy saved is profit made in our country. तो ऊर्जा लागत एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी के उपायों करके आप उन्नत बने. And just the slide which I can show you somewhere. I think it is also, I may drop it. This is the one good presentation given by some person at Hyderabad. He was given a prize for by BEE. It was a 8th standard student was there who prepared this animation. Hello, you are able to see my presentation?
Sir, there seems to be some problem.
Achha, again, so up to how much time you didn't get it?
Sir, we saw at the beginning of the video only, and then there was a freeze.
Oh, I see. No problem. Okay. So again, give me share it. Share the screen. So why it is happening from somewhere?
Sir, over here everything seems to be in order. Even the internet connectivity is fine. I am not sure what is the problem exactly.
Okay, it has done 2-3 times. That's why I'm worrying actually. But I would like to show you one thing also, that how this earthing is being properly to be kept at home and all the industrial sector. Just see this. It will not come, I think. Because earthing is also one of the things which is required to be carried out at our premises. नहीं, पहले से करो। Are you able to see?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Because earthing is very much necessary for any type of either at industrial sector, anywhere wherever the electricity is being given, at home, at premises, agriculture premises, or anywhere. Just see this actually, and you can find it out that the electricity which is going in the if the earthing is not proper, it will not could go to the earth. So there was one good film on by ABB to have a good earthing at present somewhere. So please check the earthing at your area also, at your house also, to see that your earthing can be properly matched and other thing. So another two things which I can show you. Because you see, one Jaipur incident is there. There was some blast in a transformer, and at one village, there were about 30-40 ladies were going for some marriage purposes, and they had an accident actually. So please see that wherever you are working, such a blast is to be avoided, because it gives a lot of pain to the people when there is accidental things are going on with the demand side actually, consumer side actually. Just see that the transformer is also having a fire. If the people have no safety on the demand actually, then there will be a lot of problems in the. So please see that whatever you are doing safely with the earthing properly, or whatever using the power properly, or the use of wire properly, or ISI mark war can be done properly. So at Jaipur, there were about 40 people were there, were injured, and death was also there, and a lot of people have suffered in the job also because they could not do the good job. So electrical accidents is also becoming a part of this demand side management because the people, those who do not know, they may make some mistakes, and demand side management can be either going unsafe actually. Please see that it is being safe also. I can show you one more failure of, if you can just see in a panel also, I have seen one big snake like this in a panel, which looks like a cable. Just see it. After some time, we came to know there is a snake is like that. So wherever you are working, either in the industrial sector or at the, please be careful for even safety, because to make this or saving in this world also needs some understanding of saving of and the saving of energy, as well as to save ourselves for the safety in the energy. थोड़ी देर में करूँ just see this one. Okay. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay. Okay. Just see this one also. Don't put like this. This is not an energy saving. Just see this. So this will be our last snippets. So So, Rutik, I think we can go for the question and answer.
We'll address the questions now. The attendees can unmute themselves and ask the
Anybody,
question.
those who are there for industrial sector or residential sector, if they have any questions, they can go for this.
Ritvik, there is a question in the Q&A section. You can check that out, and also one in the chat.
Video charges. Okay. Question answer. Okay. And data of the sustainable and Satyajit Datta, I don't think there is a comparable, any comparison between the sustainability between China and India, because they have a lot of, their area is quite high. And if you compare today also, that we have about 3,74,000 megawatt installed capacity, whereas they have 14 lakhs megawatt installed capacity. And lot of new technology which they have with small hydropower stations which they have for about 1 megawatt, 2 megawatt and other things. And their power from solar is also being increased. Anybody?
So there was one question in the chat. I'm going to read that out. It is not in the Q&A section. The question said, how is earthing necessary for energy conservation?
You see, energy conservation for this earthing is not necessary for energy conservation, but whenever there is a fault, there is a sparking actually. If the earthing is not there, there is a sparking. So the loss during the fault is quite high, is a loss to the conservation. First of all, try to understand me. If the earthing is not there, the loss in the either cable or anywhere where the I square R loss will be too high. If the earthing is proper, the two things are happening. The one thing, they are protecting the equipment as well as they are protecting the person. You cannot compare earthing for the saving purpose. You cannot compare. I square R loss, I can bear anything, but I cannot compare with my loss of equipment or the loss of life of the people actually. So do not compare your earthing with any energy conservation. Please don't ask this question anywhere next time, because you do not know that without earthing, this earth would have been with so many of accidents of either of equipment or for the fatal or non-fatal accident. I will like to tell you, because of non having a earthing in this country or not having a perfect earthing in this country, about 14,000 people are dying every year in this country. If I take some amount of consideration for the Gujarat state, about 2 people are dying every day. Or about, if you take 14,000 people there, 40 people are dying in India every day with electricity shock. That is because of not having the proper earthing. So do not compare this earthing with energy conservation. There is no comparison, or there is no any say to have saving in the electricity for with the help of the earthing. You get my point? Clear? Ask him again.
I'm sure, sir, your point was well received. There is another question, sir. It says, in some substations, Penalty was reported due to a leading power factor due to long run of high tension cable. How can this be avoided?
You have to put this RC circuitry to see that their power factor is coming up to the 0.99. Don't go above the leading power factor, and that way you can save. The RC circuits are available to not to go beyond the surface. As if we are getting our KVR capacitors for the getting a good power factor. Similarly, for not going on the RC circuit, also the RC circuits are available. I mean, in Gujarat also there are 3-4 people are there who are designing for how much RC circuit is required for your plant. If somebody is needing it, they may give my number. So I will give them the who is manufacturing this, not to go for leading power factor in their power plant. PQR is a company here in Gujarat, those who are manufacturing here. Next question, I just saw it here. What was it? What's your? I'll share. My number is 98792 00618. Mr. P.K. Singh has asked, is the replacing of household wiring with a copper conductor would be a good for energy saving at DSM? It is of course good, but economical not viable. At present, nobody in any other country also they are not using this copper wire. Mr. Narendra ji, in some substations penalty is being reported. As I told you, you can put a RC circuit there. Anybody else? No. These are posted. Any question, Richard? Can you find it out?
Sir, the Q&A is clear, and I think there's a...
I have a question that how earthing system can be helpful to the energy saving in view of
This
addition.
is last. I think we discussed it.
Earthing is not a saving. It's not a criteria.
Right,
For, it is for a saving of your life actually. Kindly share the PPT. Yes, you can share the PPT to Ashok Handa. Handa ji hai वहाँ पे? There is no problem. Okay, I will take your email and I will send you. My email ID, Mr. Satrajit has asked me. Bhasker, Bhaskar, BHASKAR .Rawal, RAVAL @ymail.com.
Okay, sir. I think we'll conclude our webinar here itself. It seemed to be, that was the last question.
Okay.
So thank you all for attending the webinar today on behalf of NPC, and thank you, Bhaskar, sir, for that well-structured and well-detailed
Question, sir.
presentation.
There is one more question is there regarding
Right.
APFC panel. APFC installation at 415 would be beneficial, of course beneficial. But let me tell you, APFC panel generally for the utility, I mean DISCOM's meter, it is okay. But most of the time, 50 to 60% capacitors should be kept at the load level. Wherever the motors are there or wherever the pumping load is there, if we are putting the capacitor there, your I square R loss, because I have asked you to go to my this power factor presentation, where I have already told that your I square R loss would be reduced in the plant if you keep at the load level. So by putting this FEFC panel at the panel level, you are going to get a good power factor for the discom. But the I square R loss which you are getting within the plant would not be reduced. If you put the capacitor at the load level, that would also help you to reduce the same. I think with this I can conclude the things. Ritik was starting actually to conclude. Ritik, you can go ahead, please.
Right, so that's okay, sir. All right, I think there are some more. Okay, that's it. All right, so all the questions seem to be answered in the chat and the Q&A seem to be clear. So with that, we'll conclude our session today. And thank you so much, sir, for hosting this webinar and for the well-detailed and well-structured webinar as well. It was quite a learning point for us, especially for me and my co-host Anchit, who are also budding electrical engineers ourselves. And we hope to see much more collaboration with us and Soham Technologies, while at the same time, we will be continuing with our webinar sessions on a daily basis. So thank you all for attending today's webinar. And if anybody wants to refer to any particular point of the webinar, it will be uploaded on the National Productivity Council Gandhinagar's YouTube page. This is all being live streamed there and it will be available there for anybody to refer to at a later point. Thank you so much for attending and I hope you have a great day ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.